Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's Brian and Chelsea here again with some great info for you back on the Detox Health channel.
Absolutely.
We're really excited to bring you guys another deep dive today. We've got so many more health-focused conversations like this planned for you guys on the Detox Health channel, so definitely keep an ear out for those. And it's really all about making it easier for you to get informed right.
Yeah.
Who has the time these days to wade through endless articles and websites just to get a handle on a topic? So we take those sources and we pull out the really important stuff for you. If you find this helpful, make sure you subscribe to the Detox Health channel so you don't miss any of our future explorations.
Absolutely. Today we are plunging into a truly versatile food, the coconut.
Ooh, I love coconuts.
You, our listener, shared some fascinating articles from Healthline and WebMD.
Okay.
And our goal today is to extract the core knowledge about its health and nutritional aspects for you. We want you to walk away feeling informed and not overwhelmed by the details.
Exactly. And it's kind of mind-blowing when you consider all the different forms it comes in, like coconut water, coconut oil, the meat itself, and how widely it's grown across the globe, in those tropical climates. Okay, let's dive right into the nitty-gritty. What's the nutritional story with coconuts?
What's particularly interesting right off the bat is how coconuts differ from many other fruits you might think of. While a lot of fruits are loaded with carbohydrates, coconut leans heavily into the fat category.
Okay.
But that's not the full picture. You also get a decent amount of protein and fiber, alongside some really crucial minerals. Healthline emphasizes manganese, which is vital for keeping your bones healthy and your metabolism humming.
Right.
Then you've got copper and iron, essential for your red blood cells. And selenium, an important antioxidant. Plus, don't forget magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium. So it's quite a package.
And it's almost like two different foods when you look at raw versus dried coconut meat. Healthline breaks it down. 100 grams of raw coconut gives you around 354 calories, 3 grams of protein, 15 of carbs, with 9 grams of that as fiber, and about 33.5 grams of fat. Now, if you take that same amount and dry it, the numbers really concentrate. You jump to about 660 calories, 7 grams of protein, 24 grams of carbs with a whopping 16 grams of fiber. And the fat nearly doubles to 64.5 grams. The mineral content as a percentage of your daily needs also really climbs in the dried form.
What's fascinating here, and why coconut gets a lot of attention, is the type of fat it contains. Predominantly medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs.
Okay.
Here's where it gets really interesting. For you, your body handles these MCTs differently than the longer-chain fats. They're absorbed more directly from your small intestine and head straight to the liver for quick energy. Healthline points out that some research even suggests that MCTs might be more helpful in terms of body fat loss compared to the long-chain saturated fats we typically find in animal products.
Okay.
However, and this is important to keep in mind, the research specifically on coconut oil and significant weight loss is still developing, and your overall diet plays a big role.
WebMD also weighs in on the mineral side, echoing the presence of iron, manganese, copper, and magnesium in coconuts. And they give us a snapshot for a cup of fresh shredded coconut. Around 283 calories, 2.66 grams of protein, almost 27 grams of fat, 12.2 grams of carbs with 7.2 grams as fiber, and about 5 grams of sugar plus a bit of vitamin C. So you can see across both sources that fat content is a consistent theme. If you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, remember to subscribe to the Detox Health channel for more detailed looks at different health topics.
This naturally brings up a question that I'm sure is on your mind. That high saturated fat content.
Yeah, for sure.
WebMD notes that a significant 89% of the fat in a serving of coconut is saturated. But they also make a key distinction between those medium-chain fatty acids, the MCFAs we just talked about, and the long-chain fatty acids. MCFAs have been linked to potential benefits for brain function and cholesterol levels, though as we mentioned with Healthline, we still need more research to understand the direct impact of coconut oil here.
And it's crucial for us to bring in the American Heart Association's perspective, which WebMD also highlights. They actually advise against the regular use of coconut oil specifically because of that high saturated fat level. They even give a stark example. Just 1 teaspoon packs about 12 grams of saturated fat, which is getting close to the total recommended daily limit for many people. Plus, there's evidence suggesting coconut oil can raise both your good HDL and your bad LDL cholesterol. So this is definitely something important for you to be aware of.
Let's pivot now to another compelling area, the potential antibacterial effects that have been observed with coconut oil. Healthline shares some interesting preliminary findings in this area.
Yeah, it's actually quite fascinating. They talk about a test tube study where virgin coconut oil showed an ability to inhibit the growth of Staphylococcus aureus, which, as many know, is the culprit behind those sometimes serious staph infections.
Building on that, there was a study involving children where they found that using coconut oil as a mouthwash after brushing was as effective as chlorhexidine, a common antiseptic mouthwash, in reducing Streptococcus mutans in the mouth. And that's a major bacterium involved in tooth decay. For anyone looking for more natural oral hygiene options, this is certainly something to consider, though more research is always helpful. And we'll continue to bring you these insights here on the Detox Health channel, so make sure you're subscribed.
That's really interesting for oral health. And Healthline also points to another test tube study showing that a mixture of coconut oil and water had an effect against Staphylococcus epidermidis and Escherichia coli, two types of bacteria that can sometimes cause foodborne illnesses. Now, it's important to remember these are lab studies,
Right.
and we need more research in humans to really understand the full implications. But these initial findings on coconut oil's ability to tackle bacteria are certainly encouraging.
Let's now turn our attention to how coconut might play a role in blood sugar control. Healthline suggests that the nutritional profile of coconuts, the fact that they're low in carbohydrates but contain a good amount of fiber and fat, could offer some benefits in this area.
Exactly. They even mention a review that proposes coconut oil might help in lowering blood sugar levels, potentially because of its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. If you're finding this information useful, remember there are many more deep dives into health topics waiting for you on the Detox Health channel. Just hit that subscribe button.
And there was a study, Healthline highlights, involving individuals with metabolic syndrome. Researchers found that when these participants replaced other fats in their diet with virgin coconut oil, they experienced improvements in their triglyceride levels and a decrease in their fasting blood sugar levels. After just a month, that's a fairly quick turnaround.
And we shouldn't overlook the coconut meat itself. As Healthline points out, its high fiber content can help slow down the digestive process, which in turn could potentially improve insulin resistance and contribute to more stable blood sugar levels.
However, it's crucial for you to have a balanced perspective. Healthline also references a more recent review that actually raises a potential counterpoint, suggesting that coconut fat might, over the long term, have the opposite effect and possibly increase insulin resistance. This really underscores that our understanding of the relationship between coconut and blood sugar regulation is still evolving, and more long-term studies in humans are needed.
Absolutely. It's rarely a simple picture in nutrition science, and ongoing research helps us fill in the details. Okay, let's move on to the antioxidant properties of coconuts. I always find this area so promising when we talk about natural foods.
What's fascinating here is the variety of phenolic compounds found in coconut meat.
Okay.
Healthline lists gallic acid, caffeic acid, salicylic acid, and p-coumaric acid as some of the key players. These are known for their antioxidant activity.
And laboratory tests on coconut meat have actually demonstrated its ability to neutralize those unstable free radicals that can contribute to the development of various chronic diseases. It's like a natural defense system for your cells.
Healthline also mentions a test tube study, indicating that specific antioxidants present in coconut might even offer a degree of protection against DNA damage, which is quite significant at a cellular level. This kind of research is really intriguing, and we aim to bring you more of these insights on the Detox Health channel, so don't forget to subscribe.
And the antioxidant benefits aren't limited to just the meat. According to some test human animal studies that Healthline mentions, the antioxidants found in coconut oil may also help protect cells from damage and even cell death that can be caused by both oxidative stress and chemotherapy. That's certainly an area with potential for further exploration.
WebMD also supports this, noting the high antioxidant activity found in the coconut endocarp, that's the inner part of the shell, as well as in virgin coconut oil. So when you look at the evidence collectively, coconuts appear to be a valuable source of compounds that can help combat cellular damage from oxidative stress.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something really practical for you. How we can actually incorporate coconut into our meals and how it fits into different dietary patterns. This is where it gets really useful for everyday life.
Absolutely. The culinary versatility of coconut is truly impressive. Healthline offers some excellent examples. Flaked or shredded coconut can add a lovely depth of flavor and texture to savory dishes,
Ooh, that's nice.
like curries and fish stews. It also works beautifully in rice preparations, and even as a coating for things like breaded shrimp or chicken. The important thing to remember, as Healthline reminds us, is to check the ingredient labels for any added sugars. particularly if you're using sweetened coconut in savory recipes.
And for those of us with a sweet tooth, shredded coconut is a fantastic addition to your baking. Think about cookies, muffins, and quick breads. It adds a natural sweetness and helps keep things nice and moist. You can also simply sprinkle some raw coconut on your morning oatmeal, a creamy pudding, or a bowl of yogurt. Healthline even suggests it as a good way to add extra calories for anyone who might be looking to gain weight.
And let's not overlook coconut flour. Healthline points out that it's a wonderful gluten-free, nut-free, and low-carbohydrate alternative to traditional wheat flour. This makes it a great choice for individuals following paleo diets as well.
Okay.
However, it's worth keeping in mind that coconut flour behaves quite differently in baking. It tends to absorb a lot more liquid and doesn't rise in the same way as wheat flour. So it's generally best to follow recipes specifically designed for coconut flour.
And of course, there's coconut oil, which Healthline highlights as a heat-stable fat that's well-suited for baking, sautéing, or roasting. So when you look at the whole picture, coconut really is incredibly versatile and can be a great fit for a variety of dietary approaches, including low-carb, paleo, gluten-free, and nut-free eating plans.
Zooming out even further, WebMD really emphasizes the all-encompassing utility of the entire coconut palm, often referring to it as the tree of life. They go way beyond just the food aspects. Consider coconut water as a hydrating beverage, coconut milk as a creamy base for cooking, the core from the husk used for things like mats and even mattress stuffing, the hard shells used as fuel and sometimes even crafted into musical instruments,
Really?
the leaves woven into brooms and roof thatching, the strong trunk used as building material, and even the roots utilized for dyes and makeshift toothbrushes. It's truly remarkable how many different purposes a single plant can serve.
It really makes you appreciate the resourcefulness of nature. And WebMD also mentions coconut aminos, which is a gluten-free and soy-free alternative to soy sauce. It has a lower sodium content and a slightly sweeter flavor, making it a potentially great option for many people looking for alternatives. We're constantly looking for ways to bring you information like this, so be sure to subscribe to the Detox Health channel.
And historically, as WebMD points out, coconut has a long-standing tradition in folk medicine.
Okay.
It's been used for a wide range of ailments, from counteracting poisons and reducing inflammation to combating bacteria and addressing issues like diarrhea and kidney problems.
Wow.
They even note some preliminary animal research that lends some support to these traditional uses.
WebMD also highlights some benefits that have more scientific backing, including improved endurance, likely due to those easily digested MCTs we talked about earlier. They also mention potential for better oral health thanks to its antimicrobial properties, and even some potential for weight management, again linked to the MCTs and their possible role in fat burning. So it seems there's a lot of potential packed into this single fruit.
Of course, with all these potential positives, it's important to also consider any potential downsides. Healthline directly addresses these aspects as well.
Absolutely. They remind us that coconuts are relatively high in both calories and fat. So if you're not mindful of your overall intake, they could indeed contribute to weight gain. It really comes down to balance and portion control, doesn't it?
Precisely. And Healthline also discusses research that suggests coconut oil might actually increase levels of LDL cholesterol, often referred to as the bad cholesterol, which is a known risk factor for heart disease.
This brings us back to the recommendations from the American Heart Association, which WebMD also covered, to limit your intake of saturated fats, including coconut oil. Healthline echoes this advice, emphasizing moderation, and suggesting that it's probably best to include coconut oil as part of a diverse and balanced diet that also includes other healthier fats, like olive oil.
And this is a really critical point for you to consider if you have any existing concerns about high cholesterol, or if you're at an increased risk for heart disease. Both Healthline and WebMD strongly recommend that you consult with your healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your consumption of coconut or coconut oil. Your doctor can provide personalized advice based on your individual health profile.
And finally, while it's not very common, it's important to be aware that coconut allergies do exist. If you happen to have one, Healthline stresses the need to completely avoid all products derived from coconut. So as with any food, being mindful of potential allergies is key. We aim to provide you with comprehensive health information here on the Detox Health channel, so please subscribe for more in-depth discussions.
So to bring it all together, what we've explored today shows that coconuts offer a good range of nutrients and antioxidants. There's some promising initial research on their potential antibacterial effects. And they might even play a supportive role in blood sugar control for some individuals.
But as we've emphasized, it's really important to practice moderation, primarily due to the relatively high fat and calorie content. This is particularly relevant if you're focused on managing your weight or if you have any concerns about your cholesterol levels.
Despite these considerations, coconut can absolutely be delicious, an incredibly versatile addition to your diet, offering unique flavors and textures that can enhance both sweet and savory dishes.
It truly is remarkable how this tree of life, as WebMD calls it, offers so many different resources beyond just food. It really makes you think. Considering the sheer diversity of uses for a single natural resource like the coconut palm, from nourishment to building materials and even traditional remedies, what broader lessons can we take away about sustainability and making mindful choices in our own lives, even beyond what we eat? It's definitely something to ponder.
Absolutely. It highlights the interconnectedness of our world and the potential value in understanding the full scope of what natural resources can offer.
Well, we really hope this deep dive into the world of coconuts has given you some valuable insights. If you enjoyed learning about the health and nutritional benefits of coconuts and all the other fascinating aspects of this amazing fruit, please do subscribe to the Detox Health channel. We have many more in-depth explorations of health-related topics planned, all designed to give you the information you need without feeling overwhelmed. Thanks so much for joining us today.